Detroit, welcome to the D, baby.
Welcome to another episode, Middle Ground with JLE L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That is the theme song, Detroit Love, from my first album, the JLE Experience. We got another great guest for you today. We have international TEDx speaker, international best-selling author coach, and president CEO of Executive Women's Success Institute, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, yeah. I see you're going to be busy later. You out here in these streets getting
it.
Yes. Do your thing. Tell the audience a little about yourself.
Well, as you said, I'm the president and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. And my mission is to help women accelerate the path to success. And what I mean by that is that I want to show them how to avoid some of those obstacles that they may face in the workplace. And for those who are coming out of the workplace and want to get into the business arena, to help them to get into that and not have to face, again, so many obstacles to get them on the right track. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay.
Girl, and I just my passion, like I said, is just helping women, just helping them to succeed, helping them to excel, and to just tap into their full potential.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a few basic questions about how awesome you are and stuff you've done. First one being, what led you to this path?
Well, I tell you what, I guess for me, the defining moment was me seeing really seeing how hard it was for women to advance in their careers. You know, when I was in the military, I was in civilian federal government, I've been in corporate America, but I always had a passion for helping women in any way I could. And having been in the military for several years, and again in the civilian federal government, one day I realized that women were coming to me for advice on a lot of things, you know, like such as going over their resumes. They wanted advice on what could they do next to move up to the next level. They wanted me to help them with mock interviews. And, you know, it's true what they say, that you never know who's watching you, because I didn't realize that because I was advancing in my career that people, women were watching me. And so that's why you have to really be careful, you know, how you put yourself out there, because nobody, you never know.
Protect your brand. Protect your brand.
You know, and because of that, you know, having so many women come to me for advice, I decided to start my own business so that I could help women on a larger scale, be able to help more women. So that's the reason why I started my organization, so that it could be a place where women could come and be comfortable, that women can come and share, where women can come and learn how to rise up, how to speak up, how to sit at the table, and in some cases, how to own that table, and also how to let their voices be heard. So that's what started it all.
Okay. So the second question would be, what is the Executive Women's Success Institute? Example being, if a female watched this pod and she want to reach out to you, what happens from that point?
Well, if a female wanted to reach out to me, the first thing we would do is have a sort of a strategy session. She and I talk about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You know, I get women that tell me, I'm stuck in my career. In other words, if they're in the federal government, they might be a GS-12 and they've been a GS-12 for like 10 years, and they can't figure out, how do I get from a GS-12 to a GS-14? What do I need to do? Why am I not moving? You know, And so we sit down and we try to figure that out to see what it is. It could be, because one of the things that I do tell women, nobody's responsible for your career. You're responsible for your
Mhm.
career. So don't think that manager has to promote you, because they really don't. You're the one that have to be visible. You're the one that has to speak up. You're the one that has to put yourself out there. Learn how to toot your own horn. And it's not being bragging, or it's not being, too aggressive or whatever, but it is showing them that you know what you know, that you know that you know. And so
Okay.
that's what we go over. We talk about these things. What have you been doing to make yourself visible? When you go into a conference room, into a meeting, where
Mhm.
are you at that meeting? Are you in the back of the room where nobody knows you're there? Or do you have ideas and you're speaking up about those ideas? Or are you letting people shut you down all the time? Or are you letting other people take your ideas? So those are the types of things that when they come to me, we're going to sit down and we're going to look at why you're still stuck in that same position for X amount of years. And if you're trying to get from point A to point B.
Now, for us that don't know, what is a GS 14 and 12? What's that?
Oh, well, if you're in the government, the government has that's how they're structured. You start out, I remember when I first went into the federal government, I was a GS3 typist. So
Oh wow.
each position, the positions has titles, but each title has steps. So you may start at a GS5, you may be a GS7, GS11, GS12, GS14, GS15. Once you hit that 15 mark, then you get into the executive level, which is the senior executives. And
Okay.
so if you're trying to get there, that's a whole different other training, a whole different other mindset that you have to make sure that you're aware of and that you're ready for. And so when I say GS12, if most women or individuals that's in the federal government, when I say GS anything, more than likely they'll know, yeah, what I'm talking about. Mhm.
Okay. I mean, you got me fired up just hearing how you talking about it. You about that word. Like, hey, you want to step up, you gotta go for it. I'm with
Well,
it.
yeah, that's the thing.
So how did you come across being an international TEDx speaker?
Oh, wow. That was a journey because what happened was I actually, because I have a show too, the Successful Women Radio and TV show that I host. And I had a guest on my show that had been a TEDx speaker. And
Hmm.
so I, just kind of queried her, asked her about that. How was it? How she got into it? Because after watching her TEDx talk, she had millions of views, and I'm thinking, how
Wow.
does one do a TEDx talk and get millions of views? I want to
Yeah.
talk to this lady, but she
She
didn't
knows something.
put herself out there like that.
I got
And
you.
when it just from the conversation and reaching out, and believe it or not, I discovered her on LinkedIn. And I just reached out to her and asked her to be a guest on the show. And like I said, just asked her about being TEDx speaker, among other things. But that was
Hmm.
one of the interests. And lo and behold, just because of me reaching out to her and asking her about this, she recommended me to to another
Awesome.
organization to do a TEDx talk. And because of that, that's why I was invited to go to Canada to do my talk. So I actually did my talk in Canada, and
Wow.
which is actually where she did hers, is because that's where she's from. And but like when I say it was a journey, it was because uh, TED is a one of those organizations where you have to be invited. It's not one of those things where you wake up one morning and say, I'm just going to go on the stage and do a TED talk." But it's not that simple. I wish it
You
was,
ain't on the list,
because
bro. You ain't on the list. Hold on.
when I got to Canada and I saw everything I had to go through before I even got on the stage, I thought to myself, what have I gotten into here?
Being classified.
Oh my goodness. I mean, they you rehearse, they have a certain format they want your talk to
Okay.
be in, and it's just a lot of things that you go through. But again, it's one of those things that's not impossible to do. So if it is something that you want to do, you can do it. And if anyone out there that's interested in doing a TEDx talk and they want to ask me any questions, definitely reach out to me, because I'll be glad to. As I said, women, my favorites. So if you want to do it, I'm going to push you into that arena to do it. Show.
I hear you. So, how did you come up with your topic, Show Up to Rise Up?
Show up to rise up. You know what? Because one of the things that we know is that women a lot of times face a lot of obstacles, especially in the workplace. But also, too, women have to realize that they have to be visible. They have to speak up. They have to let people know what they know. And so I get a lot of times women that say, well, no, and I say this in my talk. They come with the what ifs. So what ifs? What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? Well, maybe you will, but you have to, if you don't try it, if you don't put
No.
yourself where you can be seen, where speak up, where you can be visible, then you will never get where you want to be. And you can't give up on your dreams. So the show up to rise up is just telling women that if you are not there, you can rise up. You got to be in the room in order
Right.
to be seen. So if you're in the room, then there's a possibility. Then when they ask that question and everybody's sitting there looking around because nobody can answer it, you can be the one to rise up and answer that question that nobody else could answer, that you probably didn't think that they would even call on you, or you would be able, you would be the one. But it's like the what I said, when women need three things: they have to be confident, they have to be assertive, and they have to learn how to build a support network. And those things are for me, the core beliefs when you to show up to rise up, because you have to show up. If you're not there, you can't rise up.
Nope.
You got to be in the room.
They
You
didn't
have
do it old school, middle school. You know the answer? Me.
to go. There you go. It's
Look
like
at me.
sometimes the teacher would have to say, "Oh, okay, let somebody else take a chance." You
Let them
always
know, who's this person? They really keep asking. Like,
confidence.
they know it.
That's that confidence. And what I tell women is sometimes women don't know. They have a lot of knowledge. And I always say they are a great resource on this planet, but a lot of times they just don't know how much they do know. And so you have to be able to get out there and put yourself out there. And that's why my favorite thing is toot your own horn, because you need to let people know that you
Yeah,
are.
I'm with you on that one.
Mhm.
So you're an international best-selling author and coach. Amazing. And how you become international like that?
Well, the international best-selling author was the book that was done after the talk. They actually turned the TEDx talk into a chapter in the book, and so that's what happened. And it was myself and the other speakers that was on the platform at the same time that I went. They took all of our talks and they literally turned it into a chapter for a book. And when that book was put out there and it on Amazon, it was able to go to hit the #1 bestseller list. So
Look
there
at
you
you.
go. International bestseller.
Hey, it ain't fair, Jeff. I do a little something.
If you don't do it, then this again. When I say that the being a TEDx speaker was a journey, that was a part of the journey. I mean, when I started out, I didn't know I was going to be a TEDx speaker, and then I was, and then I did the speaking, and I didn't know I was going to be an author, of an international best-selling author. And because of the TEDx talk, then that led to being the international best-selling author. Yes.
Oh yeah, because you got that boy first on that LinkedIn. Like, oh yeah, oh Ted, oh okay,
Yeah, well, because like I said, it's sort of a big deal, and it's
absolutely.
yeah, and like I said, toot your own horns. I'm tooting my horn.
Hey, I went. Shout out to Miss Tam Lawrence for recommending people,
Yeah,
and once I put on there, I'm like,
absolutely.
oh, okay. We started going like, okay, we about to get back out there. Let's get it.
Yes, indeed.
So, how long have you been doing your own TV talk show and radio show?
Well, I started the radio portion of it in 2018.
Okay.
And it went we did the radio portion of it, and then the producer called me one day and he asked me if I wanted to add the TV portion of it. And I was like, "Ooh, that means people are gonna see me. I can't just be I can't
Hey, I
be
understand.
on the show." You know,
Hey, hey,
I
this StreamYard boy, ooh.
I'm like, can I think about this for a second? And then I thought, okay, no, don't think about it, just do it. And so in 2020, I added the TV portion of the Successful Women show to it. And I tell you, it's been really great for the month of I was really happy about it because for the month of March, for Women's History Month, I
Okay.
actually let other women host the show.
Wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
these were women that had expressed an interest in wanting to have their own show, but they just weren't sure if they could do it or if they, had what it takes. So I'm like, okay, well, come on, let's just get your feet wet. Let's see if you could do it. I'm gonna turn the platform over to you. You do the show. I said, I'll set everything up for you. All you have to do is show up, give me the theme of what you want the show to be, and I'm telling you, these ladies did a phenomenal job. The last one
Awesome.
was today, as a matter of fact, because my show airs every Thursday at 2 p.m. So the
Okay.
last one did the show today, and I'm telling you, they were phenomenal. I am just so proud of all of them. And
Awesome.
that is why I do what I do, because I can see when women, like I said, tap into their full potential. And that's what I like to see. Mhm.
Teamwork. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ever thought you'd be doing all this when you started off with your career path?
No, I did not. I didn't think that I would have a radio show, let alone, adding the TV portion of it. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think that I would be able to, these things. I knew from my childhood because my mother always pushed
Mm-hmm.
me to, just to go for it. To her, can't was not in my vocabulary. She did not ever want to hear the word can't. How
Mm-hmm.
do you know you can't? Did you try it? That
That's old school mama right there.
yeah, that's gonna be her question. So, you know, I always felt the need to do whatever I could.
Mm-hmm.
If it was something that was there and I thought, okay, I'm gonna try that. And if I started it, then it was like, okay, I gotta finish it. I can't just, and that's what happens with a lot of people. They want to do something, they start it, and then they stop in midstream when they hit one setback or one little obstacle. And
Mm-hmm.
is where you can't stop, because when you hit that obstacle, a lot of times that's the part where okay, I'm getting close. I can see that light at the end of the tunnel. I really got to push forward now. And I guess for me, I even though I didn't see all of this on the horizon,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things where you put your feet in and just get your feet wet. Just jump in there, jump in the pool. I'm a swimmer. I love to swim. So just jump in the deep, deep in.
I got you.
Yeah.
When you start making strides, devil gonna punch you in the stomach because he know, like, man, they
Oh
keep
yeah.
going. They
But
gonna do all that right there. I gotta
that's
scare them off.
the right path. That is when when you start running into those obstacles where you got these people telling you, oh, you can't do it, that's when you really gotta uh have confidence in your own self and in your own abilities, because you don't
Mhm.
let anybody tell you can't do something, or take away your sunshine. Like one of the things my mother used to tell us too, because it's two of us, my sister and I,
Mm-hmm.
and she would say, you can always admire people, you can have people that you look up to. She said,
Mm-hmm.
but never ever think that anybody's light shines brighter than yours. And for me, that's all she had to tell me, because I'm like, okay, yeah, you doing your thing. I could do that too if I decide I want to do it. I could get on that path too, And the thing about it is, like, we all know we have gifts. We all have
Mm-hmm.
talents. But if you don't spread your wings, you'll never know what your gifts are. You'll never know what your talents are. And like I said, if you don't show up, you'll never rise up.
And sometimes you gotta get out the mud and figure it out as you go. Your
Absolutely.
hands dirty, because eventually you're gonna come out the mud and be like, oh, found this rock of diamonds in here. Okay, I can take care of ABC, help some people. I'm
There you
good to
go.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I also saw you're the president, CEO, and creator of Crack the Career Code online course.
Yes, that's an online course. Uh-huh.
Who made you create that?
Again, it's a part of just something where women can sign up for, and if they don't want to be go through the formal coaching programs that I have, they can do the online course. And this would be self-paced. They can just go through it at their own pace,
Okay.
and they get the same type of information. I'm on each one of the recordings, of course. And of course, if there are any questions, they could still reach out to me. But it's just another way to be able to get the information to them. That's what it was for me to create that, because I just look at it, I said, okay, I have the coaching programs. Maybe not everybody's going to want to do that. What else can I create, or what other
Hmm.
platform or format I could put it in where it could still reach them, it would still be valuable to them. And that's why I created the online course.
Yeah, you like a Hall of Famer with all this stuff that I was looking up. You done, like, man. Okay, make sure you got your smile on. You ready to go? Bring the right energy, because there's a real one up in here. Somebody look at you like, come on, man, let's get it.
Oh, wow. That's nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment.
Oh, no problem. Now, what would you say was your biggest challenge along your journey?
Wow. The biggest challenge I would say along my journey was just making sure that I communicated, especially when I started my business, to be able to communicate and to be able to get my ideas out there, and not um, have tunnel vision, in other words,
Okay.
to make sure that if an opportunity came along, that I didn't shrink back from it, that I didn't wasn't fearful of again getting my feet wet and seeing, especially if it was something that I believed in, something that I knew would be valuable, not only for me, but for other women too. And I think so. The challenge really was just making sure that I did not um, get in a bubble, because sometimes you can start something and you get so focused on, that one thing, that you don't look around and be able to shift. In other words, when you need to shift, like when the pandemic came, a whole lot of people had to shift, but a whole lot of them couldn't shift, because again, they had that tunnel vision and they didn't want to change.
Hmm.
So that those were the challenges, just making sure that I didn't have that tunnel vision, and that I would make sure that I would reach for those opportunities and seek those opportunities when they came forth. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I got your website going across, but if you want to go ahead and promote it.
Yes, my website is www.exwsi.com. That's the short version of the Executive Women's Success Institute. My email address is info@exwsi.com. Mhm.
And you have something going on at 7 tonight you're doing.
Oh, yes. I will be
Okay.
speaking for the Black Business Expo USA at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And I'm looking forward to that. This is my first year doing that, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm actually looking forward to doing a lot more with them because I think it's a very good cause, raising money for the scholarships and giving
Okay.
away laptops to these kids. I mean, what better way, or there's no other place you'd want to be than being affiliated with people that are giving back, to the community. So I am looking forward to that tonight. Yes, Black Business
Now,
Expo, 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time.
if someone just wants to donate that might catch the replay, how can they donate to that cause?
There will be as they're showing it, they because it's been the Black Expo has been going on all week since Monday.
Okay.
So as they show each segment, they do like TV commercials, and so
Gotcha.
you'll be able to find out how you can donate, and you'll be able to find out more information about it. They'll give you the link and all that information. Yes.
Okay. Anything else you got going on?
Well, for me, the only thing that I have coming up is I do a three-part series forum, and it's called Discover the Hidden Revenue in Your Business. I do that once a month. So that's coming up April. The first date is April the 1st, as a matter of fact. I think,
Okay.
yeah, I think I have it the first, might be the first, the second, and the 7th, I want to say.
Okay.
'Cause the last day is when you literally have to put together like a kind of a mini presentation about your business, and
Hmm.
you tell us about it, and we, critique you and things like that. So that is what I have coming up for the month of April. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you promote and market what you got going on out here.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. The show about you. I'm gonna ask a few questions along the way and get my last question that I always gotta ask. What advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
Wow. For someone trying to find their purpose, I would say, as I always say, never give up on your dreams, because that one setback shouldn't keep you from reaching your full potential. And as I said, my mother always said, never give up. And that's what I always tell anybody that I'm working with. If you're going to give up, then you didn't really want it in the first place, because
Hmm.
you don't give up on something that you really want. So that would be my advice. Don't give up. Make sure that you always speak up, you always stay visible, show up so that you can rise up. That would be my advice.
You need to put that on the shirt. I'm just saying. Just
I
saying.
might have to do that.
I
Yeah.
got an idea of coming out, put that on the shirt.
I might have to do that. That's a good idea.
Put those 3 steps on the back.
There you go. There you go. Wow.
What should I do? Read and look at the back of the shirt.
Giving me an idea. You give me an idea.
Hey, just came to me. Gotta put you out here. Do
Yeah.
my best.
Yeah.
So, how did you enjoy being on my show?
Oh my goodness, fantastic, which I knew it would be, because I did go and of course listen to you, some of your episodes, and so I knew this would be great. And I was looking forward to it. And like you said, want to thank Tam for connecting us, because great lady. And so I knew if she, you know, recommended you, you would be all star. There you go.
Appreciate that.
Mhm.
Any final words you want to share with the people?
Final words would be, just make sure that you learn, as I said, to shift, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to come down the pike. So just be ready to shift. Don't always feel like this is the way I've always done it, so I'm not going to change. So just be prepared, be ready, and my famous line, show up so you can rise up.
And I'm waiting on the shirt now. Waiting on that shirt. And let's see the 3 parts: build confidence, be assertive, build support network.
Build a support network. That's right.
See? Front and back, you already got it.
I already got it.
Well, we definitely want to thank this awesome guest, international TEDx speaker, international best-selling author, coach, president, CEO of Executive Women's Success Institute, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis. Phenomenal person doing amazing things. Check her out tonight at 7 at the Black Expo. And donate if you can.
Absolutely.
And get the shirt when it come out.
Yes.
And again, I thank you for sharing your advice and wisdom for everybody.
Thank you for having me on your platform. I really appreciate it, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Till next time, everybody.